But a good example of this is question number 1. When we start off, it says, a self-insurer deals with risk by doing what? What was the right answer here? When I am a self-insurer, I am doing what? Retaining the risk. What does it mean to retain? It means to hold on to something, right? A self-insurer understands that they have risk, but they choose to do nothing with it, right? But you also need to understand what the idea of A is. So when I'm looking at A, if I'm transferring the risk, I understand I have risk, but now instead of doing nothing, I transfer it. What am I doing?
Insuring.
Insuring what?
With the company.
With a company. That's exactly right. When you transfer risk, the act of transferring risk is buying insurance, okay? And I've seen these kind of questions on the test before. That's why I'm wording it this way. You need to know what the act of transferring risk is, and that, of course, is buying insurance, okay? Number 2, an insurance agent must complete how many hours of continuing education? Now, as you were looking at this test question at home, you might have been very, very tempted to choose B. In fact, how many people did? I know I sure as heck did. Why? Because that looked like the right answer, didn't it? It said 12 hours every 2 years, and you recognize that phrase, right? You're like, of course, CE had everything to do with that. But why is that the wrong answer? Because you didn't read the whole darn thing. So, going back to B here now. It says 12 hours every 2 years in each what? Class of insurance. And the word class here is why this is the wrong answer. Guys, because property insurance is one class of insurance. Casualty insurance is another. But if I get my property and casualty license in the state of Kansas, how many of continuing hours of education do I need? 12. So it's not class, right? If that question had been worded, or that answer had been worded in each license, though, it would have been. So go ahead and do me a favor, and in that column there, in parentheses, write the word license. I want you to know what word could have made that a right answer, right? 12 hours every 2 years in each license of insurance, absolutely, but that's not what it said. Now, we eliminated A here. Why? Because A is the dead wrong answer, because it says 12 hours every year. If you read through your pre-study, you would know CE has nothing to do with every year, right? So that's easily eliminated. Then you go down to D and it says complete the requirements for a CLU or a CPCU. Do you guys remember reading about that in your pre-study? You shouldn't, because it wasn't there.
Oh.
But why in the world then do we give you answers that have nothing to do with anything that's in the material? Because Pearson VUE tests love to do this kind of stuff to you as well. And they're testing what I like to call your panic reflex. Because here's what sometimes people do. They read through a question, they read through all 4 answers, and if one answer stands out as something that they have no idea what it is, they convince themselves that they should know what it is, and they choose it as the right answer. Guys, that's not going to happen on this test. I'm telling you, about 98% of the questions you're going to see, you're going to recognize words, you're going to recognize phrases. It's not going to be something that's completely foreign to you, it's just going to be the application of it that you're going to have questions on. Okay, so on this test, if you see words, phrases, abbreviations that you don't know, don't give them that much thought, right? Unless you can adamantly eliminate all the rest of the 3 answers, which we weren't able to do here, you cannot choose it as the right one. So what did we do here? We eliminated B, we eliminated A, we eliminated D. Now we're left with C. Look what C says. It says complete the approved courses as specified by law every 2 years. Wow, how specific? Not. That's a terrible answer, isn't it? I mean, if we're trying to think of what the best answer possible could have been, I probably could go next door. I've got the Kansas law book, and I could probably give you 50 better ways to word an answer to a question that's worded this way. But did it matter? No. And here's why. Because when you're taking one of these tests, this is the second strategy. I want you to write it down. You can't look for the best answer possible. What do I mean by that? It means you cannot look for the one that you're expecting. You cannot look for the one that fits in your dictionary, the definition you're expecting. Why? Because if you were, guys, you would have chosen B here, right? You recognize that, and you would have been tricked by it. Or maybe you look through all 4 answers, and you're like, holy crap, none of these make sense, right? No, I can't choose any single one of these. One of them, though, has to be right? It's a multiple choice test. So if I can't choose the best answer possible, I still have to choose the best answer, what? Not possible.
Available?
Available.
Available. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so write that down. Don't look for the best answer possible, because if you are, you're going to come away from this test grossly disappointed. See, there's not a lot of these questions that are gimme questions, right? They're going to make you think. So you can't look for the one you're expecting. Look though for the best answer possible. Let me say this in a really non-PC way. If all 4 answers suck, find the answer that sucks the least. And I have had that happen on this test, where I looked at all 4 answers and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? None of these make sense. But if you break them down, one of them actually is correct. The other 3, you're like, no, 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 no. And then of course the other one, it's a terrible answer, but I guess it's still the best one. Okay? And that will happen, I guarantee.